Hey!
This is JJ and Alex.
I made a name for myself, I told you I won't be denied.
As you wrap up your day, it's time to get your fix of the teams you live for and the sports you love. This is JJ and Alex, presented by G2G Bars on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
What's up, everybody? Woo, it's a Friday.
That's new.
Save that one. Save that one.
You know what that is?
There it is.
You know what that is? That's my, gee shucks, I was in like 78th place on our bracket and looks like I'm up into 4th. Hey, everybody.
Analytics.
Yeah, listen, I didn't listen to the analytics. All right? I did not listen to the analytics, Patrick Waugh.
Oh, man.
Appropriate that we had a Patrick Waugh drop there at the beginning of the show. Did you know this, Sam? By the way, Sam Farnsworth sitting in
Thank you.
for another day on a Friday.
Hey, guys, what's happening?
You know, what's the number one rule on Fridays? Jeremy, do you remember? It's a show rule.
Have freaking fun.
You freaking got to have fun.
Number
Have some
one
freaking
rule on
fun.
Friday now is to start the show with that drop.
Hey, everybody.
There it is.
I don't know where that came from. It's a mix of Cookie Monster and I don't know what. And me being excited about doing a Friday.
Oh, man.
And I may or may not have some time off coming up after this show.
That's right.
That happens. All right, so you get more excited about it. But yes, a victory lap is in order for my bracket real quick here. Just a real quick recap.
I saw it. I saw it last night.
It jumped up big time, all right? Out of the 32 points that were possible last night, so 4 games, 8 points apiece, I landed Alabama with the upset over UNC. I landed the Illinois upset.
Roll down Tide.
Yeah, man. I don't even like those guys. But I was the biggest Grant Nelson fan at the end of that game. You've never even seen it. Alabama with the upset. Illinois over Iowa State I had.
Did you take your shirt off and get some squirt guns out?
Yeah, man. That's how I celebrate just like everybody else does. Okay?
All right.
One leg at a time. Just
Okay.
one pant leg at a time. No, but what else did I have? The game that I didn't call was I did not see Clemson going this far. I did not want to give any credit to the ACC.
Yeah.
Screw those guys. Can't stand them.
Their fans were chanting, ACC.
ACC. It's so dumb.
Yeah.
Look, Sarah is out there wearing an SEC sweater right now. Did you see that?
Where's Florida? I'm just curious.
Oh, you're curious where Florida's at in this? See, but that's what she's doing now. Oh, that's what I got my SEC shirt on. Sarah, listen, you can't do that. You cannot cheer for a conference. All right, and I keep going off on this.
People in Utah are very familiar with that.
I know, but putting the Pac-12 sticker on the truck.
And then the Big 12.
And the Big 12
is better than
stickers.
Pac-12,
And listen, the
and
Big
oh my
12
gosh,
stickers
stop.
showed up on the trucks in force after BYU fans.
Ripped Utah.
Absolutely.
For,
Look at the SEC freaking shirt. We don't cheer for conferences around here. We got guts, Sarah. We cheer for teams. Oh, the SEC power. Nobody says that. Come on. I will say, that's not the only SEC sweatshirt I've seen in the last 3 or 4 weeks. I know another guy, huge Georgia fan, otherwise, and my niece goes to Georgia. But you know what you'd never catch her doing is cheering for the SEC. This is so a past your college years type of thing.
You know what's also bad? My brother, Texas A&M, die hard.
He's a gig 'em dude. Yes.
5 miles. University of Texas. He's like, who's this? The TSIP team. Well, I don't recognize this team.
What conference are they in?
What, they're joining us? He's like, no.
See, now that's not SEC power. Nobody thinks of Texas and Texas A&M and go, oh, SEC country. Got to get used to that. So, in the end, stop cheering for conferences. Now, so what did I say I got? I got UConn, I got Illinois, and I got, what was the other one I said? Alabama. I missed on the Clemson call. I thought Arizona was going to do it. I don't know why I would have any trust in Arizona, Sam. No way. I don't know why. But that's where we're at. We got to get the show started. We got some stuff to go over here. We have another set of games today. Is the TV on the right channel, Jeremy?
We got 90 minutes to figure it out. It's like 5:05 tip.
Hey,
I'll
Nate.
help you be tech support.
Hey, Nate. Can we borrow your
NC
login?
State Marquette. That's the first one.
See, and listen, my son, God bless him. he picked North Carolina to win the whole thing. So last night when my Alabama Crimson Tide,
I saw a lot of those brackets with the X on that
Right.
North Carolina yesterday.
when my SEC Alabama team rolled up and got the win, I was able to point right at my son and go, "You'll never be as good as you'll never be as good as your dad, son. You mark this down, all right?"
It's the opposite of my household.
Oh,
Holy
you're
cow.
getting beat like crazy.
My goodness. I'm getting hammered
What
by
happens?
every one of my kids.
Hey, what happens when I win the bracket 2 years in a row? Aside from,
Dinner's on you. That's what happens.
oh my goodness, I'm in this golf group, and if you get a hole in one, you have to buy everybody lunch.
Well, yeah, that's what.
I've never heard
Isn't
of
that
it.
the hole in one thing?
No.
Normally you buy beers or for whatever. If you get the hole in one, you're buying drinks for everyone. That's
No.
how it works.
No, you didn't do jack squat.
If you make the hole in one, you're buying everyone drinks.
It's because they're happy. It's
That's
because
how it works.
oh, we're gonna find him at one of his most happy moments. Sure, you guys. Sure, I'm not gonna be there.
yeah,
As
I
soon
don't
as somebody
know.
goes, I'll get pastrami on rye. I'm like, I'm not paying for your stuff, Bill.
hole in one, just run to the green, grab your ball, and get out of there
Hey,
before anyone else.
Hey, Craig, I'm not paying for your chimichanga. Get out of here. You have a $4 limit. All right. All right. G2G Bars brings you JJ and Alex every day. G2G Bars are the perfect protein bar. No additives, no preservatives. You can find them in the refrigerated section at Holiday Oil, Maverick, Associated Foods. They're popping up in 7-Elevens even now and some Smith's Grocers, but also, of course, Costco. So there it is. G2G Bars bringing you the program. Samson in for Jeremiah today. Appreciate everybody who's filled in this week. It's just been awesome to be able to have some fun. Not that I'm not having fun with JJ every day too, but everybody that we work with, Jeremy, it's this way, right? Everybody we work with, they can come in and they can plug in and it's a fun time. So,
Definitely. It's always great. Whoever's here with us,
absolutely.
100% great.
Love having them with us. So we're going to kick
You
off
don't
the
have
show.
to lie to my face, guys.
Hey, get that drop from when I said that and so that we can say Alex is on record saying he quote unquote likes you. All right. Technically, he thinks you're great. All right. Let's jump into the program here. Let's get to the cut. Top of the hour. Let's do it.
It's time for the biggest story of the day. This is what made the cut with JJ and Alex on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Rebound, Ingram, his shot blocked by Nelson fittingly, and it is over here in Los Angeles. Alabama has knocked off the 1 seed North Carolina, and the Crimson Tide, for only the second time in their program history and first in 20 years, are dancing to the Elite Eight.
Roll down Tide.
Yeah, that was, I think, technically the that is it right there. You think I care? Don't we saw that one too?
Do you think I care?
Man. Listen, Grant Nelson, who's my MVP from last night. It was such a wild. Look, this is why we love the NCAA
That was a
tournament.
great game. That was a great game.
Really good game. The UConn game sucked.
Yeah, it did.
What was the other one that sucked? Any of the other ones?
30.
Oh yeah, they
They
ended
were
up
all
all
pretty
being
close
Yeah,
out of
because
that.
Clemson and Arizona, that ended up being close
5
too.
points, yeah.
Yeah, and it was getting down there at the end, but man, Arizona looked like crap. And I'll tell you, an Elite Eight appearance from Clemson is a bad deal, right? I mean, like in my mind, I'm like, gosh dang it, of all the teams, right? Of all the teams, it ends up being Clemson who ends up going. But in the end, after a weekend like this, I'm watching the game last night, and you tell me, Sam, if you saw this. I can't allow Los Angeles to host games anymore. I can't allow it.
Right.
Why on earth are the first 20 rows
Empty.
empty?
Yeah.
What is
Right.
your problem, Los Angeles? I know you guys aren't fans of sports, and you kind of hang it on your chest, be like, well, we're Laker fans, kind of. Rams fans? No, not really.
No.
Clippers fans? Nah.
Maybe the Dodgers.
Dodgers, they show
I'll
up
give
for
them
it.
that.
But again, Dodgers get the benefit of, again, tourist dollars, right? The guys
Yeah,
who come
well,
in.
yeah, totally.
Oh, Vince Scully may have.
My first Major
had
League
some
Baseball game
spittle
as a
hit
kid
here.
was a Dodger game.
Right.
I mean, it's because we were in L.A. to go to the Dodgers game.
Okay,
right?
Crypto Arena, right?
No.
Imagine, if you will. Imagine your mind's eye. Crypto Arena, not even close to capacity. Guess where it would be freaking packed? And guess where it was, by the way? Right over here across the street at Delta Center.
Yeah.
For the first couple rounds of the NCAA tournament. L.A., you've lost your privilege. You guys can't fill the freaking seats up for the regional semifinals and presumably for these regional finals that are going to be going on this weekend. If you look up in the stands and see a bunch of gaps in those seats, I'm going to be furious. It's to get to the Final Four.
Totally agree. So I think there's a couple of solutions to this, potential solutions to this. You got to pick a good sports town, and people are going to say, "Oh, LA is a great sport." We've already talked about how it's not a great sports town in general. It's a fad thing, right? If a team's doing great, they'll show up because, hey, this is the popular thing to do, is to be at the Laker game or to be at the USC game or whatever it is. So you got to, number one, pick good sports towns for your rotation for the NCAA tournament, especially the first weekend and the second weekend, where it's not quite as big of a deal. I mean, it is. It's always
hey guys,
a deal. But
want to go to the game? $26.
$26?
Down in
Clemson,
LA.
Alabama? Yeah, $26.
Clemson in Alabama is
kidding.
$26.
What a deal!
Illinois, UConn?
That's because no one's going. So
$237.
Now, where is that being played?
Boston.
That's in.
So
okay,
That is it at TD Garden too? It's like
so there you go. So here,
you know why basketball area, right?
Yeah.
Not just Boston, but basketball area of the country.
Yeah.
Because people go, dude, hey, I'm gonna take my son and my other son and my other son.
Yeah.
In my case, and my other son, and we're gonna go to TD Garden. And be like, Dad, we can't afford it. I'll go, okay, we're flying to LA and we're going to those games because that's the cheaper pick.
And here's the other thing, and I know this is difficult to plan that far in advance because you have to pick venues years in advance.
I get it, but
right?
why you can't? You know what you're going to get in LA,
right? So, right. But what I'm saying is, once you get the venue sites, is you've got to do a better job at regionally placing these teams. They're called regions for a reason. Having Utah State playing Indianapolis, as a higher seeded team, fine, whatever. But Salt Lake City would have made more sense. They would have had a lot more fans supporting this. So you're going to fill arenas a lot better, especially pro arenas a lot better for the NCAA tournament if you've got regional teams there. When Purdue was playing at Gainbridge Fieldhouse in Indianapolis, the place was packed.
Yeah.
Both nights. I mean, it was an absolute home venue for them. And fine, I get it. You don't want it to be necessarily home court advantage for some of these teams. But if you at least put them in a region close to where they're from, you're going to have a better chance at filling those seats. Finding the right venues or towns to rotate in and put them on a permanent rotation, and then like Dayton, right? Dayton's great. They've totally embraced that first four.
Guess what? They packed that place out.
Exactly.
It's a vibe.
And then number two, do a better job at regionally placing these teams. And if you have to adjust the Thursday, Saturday thing because BYU is going to be in Salt Lake the next round, no, adjust it. You've got a time to adjust that, don't you? I don't know. There's my little soapbox on that.
You're dang right. All of it's right. All of it is 100% correct. And in the end, it kind of ruins a little bit of the feel because you show them celebrating and no one's there.
Yeah,
that was weird.
Awful.
So again, I'm eating with my son last night. My other kids already went down to St. George to hang out, and I was like, oh, so me and the oldest, guess what we get to do? Watch a bunch of freaking basketball together. And we're watching these games, and I'm like, this is awesome. Oh, isn't this great? Oh, look at this game. It's close. This one's close. This one's not. Let's get away from it. And you're watching the game, and he and I both were like, why is there no one there?
Yeah.
And then, he goes, I bet it's like $800 a ticket. And I was like, well, maybe that close. You might be right. I said, but I bet at some point you can't have that many empty seats, though. You gotta give those things out. And so get to Crypto Arena, man.
Yeah.
Come on. Pick a place that's going to actually have people show up. Not just because their teams. By the way, who would have shown? What team in LA does well, and then they would finally show up for? Is it Bronny? Is it Bronny Jr.? If USC was,
if USC was there,
if USC was anywhere close to being an NCAA team, maybe, right?
Yeah.
But even then, I bet you don't pack it out.
No, you wouldn't. But you'd get, if you got a little star power, college basketball star power, that might draw some attention in a place like LA. But
gosh, stop doing it.
Yeah,
it makes it. It makes it. It makes it so lame, dude. It makes it so lame when we're watching these games and you're like, oh, this game's in LA and no one's freaking there. Come on.
It reminds me a little bit of conference tournaments. Okay, some of those conference tournaments in Vegas, especially early rounds.
If Gonzaga's out,
place is empty.
If Gonzaga and BYU get eliminated, it's tough.
Yeah, Orleans Arena, and now that BYU's not
right.
So I was at Orleans Arena 2 weeks ago for the WAC for Utah Valley. bless Utah Valley and Cal Baptist fans' hearts, but that place was like less than a high school gym. It was rough.
I know.
And that's what it kind of reminds me of. But when you're seeing it like that at the NCAA tournament level, yeah, there's problems that need to be addressed.
Okay. Let's yeah, man, there's so many things that keep bugging me about. Let's go to my bracket real quick. Do we have time for this?
Speaking of things that
Now,
bug me.
again, Buffy,
Did you see that I picked 3 games correctly?
warm up the jet. I think I might fly to LA to catch this game tomorrow. Tickets seem to be cheap. I can get a suite for $1,000. All right. I don't know where everybody else is on our thing. Where, Jeremy, do you know where you're at? How many points do you have? Let's just go off points. What do you have?
Give me a moment. Not good since Iowa State is out.
Iowa State, were they your champion?
Yeah.
No, they weren't. Well, God bless you. It was a great pick. You know what?
Wait till NC State wins it all and everybody's going to be like, oh.
You know what? Why not? Right? I don't know where Sam is.
I think I had like 108. I'm logging.
Oh,
in
you're
now
right
to
there
double
then.
check.
Dude.
Well, look.
You're right there, man.
Am I?
Yeah.
What does the leader have? Like 180 or something?
No, in our bracket, what's the leader?
Ask
at?
Alex.
No, I don't know what the leader has. Hold on. No, sorry. It's got to be a round number. I'm going to the KSL
I got it.
bracket. What is it? It won't show me.
118.
Yeah.
118, and then 116. Then there's one with 114, and then 3 with 110, which is where I'm at. So I'm tied for 4th.
I've got 98. I've, you know.
Sorry, you're not in the triple digits club. Jeremy, where are you? Not triple digits.
Still searching.
Yeah, not.
I'm
you have
20
to
down.
click extra pages.
20 down on my bracket. Look, I still have my Final 4.
Yeah. You know, all
Wait.
this.
Hey, scratch
See?
that. I forgot North Carolina lost.
Oh,
I have 3 of my Final 4.
Yeah. See, that's the chant of a loser, Sam.
I'm above
Yeah,
Nate so
it
far.
is. It's the chant of a loser, but I don't care.
You're above whom?
Nate.
Oh yeah, no, Nate's not going to be good.
So I got 8 out of 32 points.
I thought Madison was going to break this up so we could also see
82 I have.
because we have a KSL Sports one that has a few hundred people in it, but I just want to get it down to the office too.
I'm on page 10.
Oh, and you're not there yet?
No, that's where I'm at.
Oh, you're right.
I'm on
there.
page 10.
Okay, that's not good.
Out of 12.
Ah.
Technically 11 because page 12 has 0
Boy.
picks
Good
from
for
people
you.
who
Hey, you know
forgot.
what? Oh yeah. We have a couple of those in the office, right?
There's one person we won't mention.
You
but
get
yeah.
a 0 on your homework. You get a 0 on your homework
I
because
had
you
one
have a
correct
0.
pick yesterday.
You only had one?
Yeah, because I think some of them were already eliminated and
Okay.
whatever. But
I got
yeah.
you. All right. Well, the rest of the way looks kind of interesting. So who do you have for today? Because the games that are actually for today and games that are actually going to be going on for today. Let me see.
Today,
here.
today I think I'm looking a little better. I got Marquette over NC State. I had both of them to that point.
Marquette over NC State.
I had both of them to that point.
Okay.
I have Purdue over Gonzaga. I did not have Gonzaga, but I have Purdue.
Yeah, I didn't have Gonzaga either.
I have
Purdue
Houston
also.
over Duke, and I did have both of them there. And
Okay.
I have Creighton over Tennessee.
Creighton, I have beaten Tennessee as well. I need Creighton to lose to Purdue in the Elite Eight. That's what I need. I need Purdue to go to the. So here's my Final 4: Purdue, Marquette, Illinois, Alabama. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll see how that goes. I don't know for the rest of. So today's games, Arizona and Alabama. That already happened. I already picked that one perfectly. No problem.
Perfectly.
What are the games today then?
You have NC State, Marquette.
We're going Houston, Duke.
Yeah.
We're going NC State, Marquette.
Yeah.
We're going Purdue and
Zags.
Gonzaga, and we're going
Tennessee, Creighton.
Tennessee, Creighton. Okay, those are your games today. Go Fighting Creightons. All right?
Stephen Ashworth, former Utah State Aggie.
Isn't that that's kind of salt in the old wound, isn't it?
He's playing pretty good over there.
All right.
Good for him.
We'll take our first break. We hope your brackets are intact. We hope you're doing well. We hope you could have a bracket that maybe after the weekend rivals mine. Who knows? Look, I don't get to do this very often. The 2 years in a row is pretty crazy.
Goodness. Why am I
So-
filling in today?
Can we have Madison send over how I'm doing with the rest of the KSL Sports crew? That would be nice. I'm just saying send her a quick text. Just give us a quick top 10 of where we're at. All right. We'll take a break. When we come back, our program, by the way, this hour, The Cut is brought to you by Trajan Wealth, TRAJAN Wealth.com. That's TrajanWealth.com for all of your local trusted financial fiduciary needs. Get your retirement figured out with Trajan Wealth. All right. We'll come back. Yak is going to join us. Jake Hatch, one of our BYU insiders, giving us this is the last day of practice tomorrow for BYU. It'll be a little bit of a of an observation for tomorrow, but BYU is going to officially head into their summer workouts starting tomorrow. I want to get kind of a full-on vibe from Jake, and Yak, of course, is so good at knowing everything that's going on down in Provo. So he's going to give us an update as to how spring went overall. Some of the standout names that maybe you didn't hear, you're going to get them from Jake Hatch coming up next. So stay right here, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Ladies and gentlemen,
You're locked into JJ and Alex. With the insight and analysis on the teams you can't live without. Presented by G2G Bars. This is 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
All right, everybody, welcome back. 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Alex Curie, Jeremiah Jensen out this week, and so we've had a really, really good all-star cast of hosts who've come in and helped me out. All-star cast. All right?
I'm an all-star. Hey, I know I don't fill in enough, but I need like a siren or something when I want to. I need my own soundboard. When I want to interrupt you, because I want to interrupt you really quick. I'm interrupting you really quick,
Love
just
it.
really quick.
Let's do it.
So, I don't know if you remember who Tamea Gardner is. She was a McDonald's All-American, played Fremont High School a couple years ago. Outstanding high school college basketball player. She's now playing for Oregon State in the NCAA tournament, Sweet 16.
Oh, did they just upset Notre Dame today?
Yes, they beat Notre Dame 70-65. Tamea Gardner was key in that. 21 points, 11 rebounds, 4 assists. She blocked a shot. She was 9 of 15 from the field, couple of three-pointers. Way to go, Tamea. We still love you here in Utah, and we love seeing her and her team advance the NCAA tournament. So, there's my siren interruption. I had to get that out there.
Tamea Gardner?
Yeah.
She couldn't have stayed here at Utah?
Well, hey.
I'm going full on. I know you're going to go full positive.
Let's go.
But
Let's go.
Hey, those kids, you got to get those kids to stay here.
Hey, where were the coaches? Come on. Where were our local coaches on that one?
I'm big on keeping the locals, but there's also this part.
It's awesome seeing them move.
Yeah.
Go to other big name schools.
It's interesting is like a lot of players who played in state in high school will do this thing where they go, I stayed, or they played in state, they stayed and played at Utah, stayed and played at BYU. I stayed. You should too. It's like, okay, take for example, Helodi Nata.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Highland High guy. By the Highland High, just churning out, NFL dudes, right? Highland High comes out. He's got an offer to play at freaking Oregon.
Yeah.
And this is right when Oregon is getting to be Oregon. You take that chance, dude.
Yep.
It's the same thing when somebody goes, okay. And again, every decision's up to these kids, and a lot goes into it. But it blows my mind when BYU guys get an offer to BYU or Stanford, and they they take BYU. I'm like, you guys, you got to realize. You got to realize. You got to do a little bit more than just this, than just hang out and do the stand. You got it. You can't do it, man.
Yeah.
You can't do it. You got to go to Stanford. And then they're like, Stanford sucks. And I'm like, I know, but. And that's a big part of it. All right. Jake Hatch joining us on the program. Yak, of course, produces the morning show. DJ and PK, you can hear him on there either giving flack or taking it. It's there's never a neutral thing. So Jacob Hatch joining us on the program. What's going on, Jake?
Not too much, guys. Hey, by the way, on Tamea Gardner, you guys know I do that John Watson Northern Utah High School Player of the Week award. Tamea won, I think, 4 or 5 times in the past few years. He was an incredible basketball player.
Fremont High. I mean, like
they were good. Yep. Fremont was juggernaut.
You know what? It's still crazy because when you go out there. Because now we have to play some football games out there with my little kids now, and I go, what is even going on out here? And then up pops a massive 6A high school, and you go, oh wow. So that's what's going on out there. By the way, Plain City and those guys, they're gonna produce some tough people out there in those on those farms. Okay, Jake. Now that the spring is almost totally in the rearview, I mean, we have one more practice that the Cougs are going to get through tomorrow that you guys are going to be able to see from a media aspect. What are the names maybe that people need to recognize a little bit more just based off of the spring? Maybe a name or two that they go, you know what? You see those guys, you see them out there, you need to kind of get to know who they are because they're going to end up being part of the team more than you may have thought.
Well, one guy I'll point out right away is Isaiah Glasker. Now, he was a guy in training camp last year that was off to a really, really good start, but then it had multiple injuries kind of knock him out for the entirety of last season. But he is back. He's in full force. And without Ben Bywater playing right now for BYU in spring, Isaiah has been filling in at that linebacker spot for the Cougars. And based on how he looks right now, I'd be very surprised if he's not a day one starter right now for the Cougars. Another guy to keep an eye on, I guess, if you want to extend it out to another guy on the back end of BYU's defense, keep an eye on the name of Tommy Prasis. He's a 17-year-old early enrollee straight out of high school in Arizona. Due to some of the injuries and off-season surgeries the safeties have taken at BYU, he's gotten a lot of time, guys. He's really, really young. I mentioned he's 17 years old, but the coaches apparently really like him because I've seen him run with the ones most of spring.
Wow.
Well, everyone is always going to be talking about quarterback, Jake. Yeah. And I know, look, I get it. Spring football, it is what it is. You're, especially for new guys, you're getting to know the playbook. Mm-hmm. Battles aren't won in the spring. However, I know BYU fans want to know what the quarterback battle is looking like as of now that we've gotten this far through spring football.
I'll be honest, it's about the same as it was going in. It's about as 50-50 as it could be based on what my observations. Now, I say this all the time. I give the caveat that we get to watch about 20 minutes of what usually is a 2-hour practice, guys. So it's a snapshot of what the overall practice is. But when we've been out there, and Mitch Harper can corroborate this, Matt Biomonte can corroborate this, all of our guys at KSL Sports, it has been a pretty even 50-50 split between Gary Bohannon and Jake Retzloff with the ones on offense. The number 3 job looks like that's settled, though, if that really matters to many people. Trayson Bourget, another transfer into the program, he looks like he has locked up that number 3 quarterback spot. But it is a 2-man race for that number 1 job, and it looks like it is dead even right now.
Boy, now we're getting real into the weeds here, but I know Ryder Burton's name has come up a ton.
Yes.
Prior to spring, and what's the vibe on him? Young kid out of Springville High School, somebody who everybody's had their eye on for a long time. But what's he turning into, and where's he at, kind of in that quarterback room?
He's playing in a backup role right now. The crazy thing about it, Alex, is he has not been out there when we've been out there as a media corps very often. We just have not seen much of him. So I don't know where that leaves him in terms of where he stands in the quarterback battle and whatnot. But the other thing about it is if you look at the situation, BYU had 10 quarterbacks on that roster, guys, going into spring. Now, Nick Billups decided to transfer. He made the move out of the program, decided to go see if he could find a new place for himself. They also had another walk-on decided to leave the program. That still leaves them with 8 guys. And frankly, there's not enough reps to go around for 8 guys in spring ball. There's not enough reps to go around for anybody with that many quarterbacks on the roster. But Ryder Burton, if you were to ask me, I think he's probably running that 4 or 5 slot right now, and he'll have to make a move up the depth chart during training camp if he wants to see some playing time potentially.
All right. So, Jake, as you know, you mentioned a couple guys kind of already making the decision to move on. You see greener pastures potentially somewhere else. That's kind of the nature of college sports now, especially when it's kind of cyclical when it comes to spring football. When spring football ends, you tend to see, okay, there's some guys moving on and potentially guys coming in. Do you think BYU is going to get active here between now and fall camp in the transfer portal? And are there any guys that you see on this roster that you feel like, oh, maybe they might look for an opportunity to move out?
Well, that's the thing. I think you'll see at least 1 or 2 quarterbacks potentially leave because there's that many bodies in that room. There's just not, like I said, not enough reps to go around. So keep an eye on that. It's somebody like a Cade Fennigan potentially deciding, hey, I'm better suited to look elsewhere. But we'll see on that front. Now, with regards to the guys coming in, that's an interesting conversation because Kalani Sitake said during signing day, so this goes back to February, that they were holding, I think he said 2 or 3 spots open in terms of the transfer portal. But here's the thing. As you mentioned, guys will leave. So that will open up extra slots in terms of scholarships. So you could maybe see as many as 4 or 5 slots potentially opening up. And they've said that they're going to look at the offensive line in particular. I would assume they're going to look at the defensive backfield because their cornerback depth seems to be a little bit limited right now just in terms of the overall bodies at that position. They've said on the record they're going to look at offensive line for sure. I believe 1 to 2 guys in that spot. Maybe if they can find a stud quarterback out there that they feel like could add to this race, maybe they make a shift and add somebody in that regard. But I think right now you're looking at them looking at offensive line, probably some maybe defensive linemen, and probably in the defensive backfield, particularly a cornerback.
Yeah, Jackson Dart's like, I haven't liked how Ole Miss's spring is gone. I'm going to come back home. That's exactly right.
Hey, if you can bring Jackson Dart home, I would sign off on it right now.
You'd be like, who's QB1? No doubt. So, Jake, one of the things, too, I mean, you brought that up about the kind of comings and goings of the transfer portal. It's made our jobs kind of more fun and fascinating. It's a little bit wild, too, like to be able to watch how much all this stuff can change. But from the O-line perspective, when the spring, I mean, that's the position I feel like, and a position group that we're most concerned about, obviously, going into the offseason. And that's with a bunch of pretty veteran dudes. I think a lot of it had to do with the change of personnel at the offensive line, coach, obviously, and I think that's been a boost from TJ Woods. But when you say they're looking to bring some more guys in, every time that we've heard A-Rod talk about how much they're trying to get that run game going and really off to it, I feel like it's code for we got to get this O-line better.
You're not wrong about that. It feels like they've got three guys who I would say are like bona fide starters on that offensive line. Connor Pay, who you know well, Alex, obviously joining you guys all last season on JJ and Alex. He does a great job. He'll be BYU starting center. Waylon Lapuahu, who transferred into the program last year and started a lot of the season at both guard spots. He's been a fixture at left guard. And then Braden Kime, he's not been participating in spring, but he started the majority of last season, if not all of it. So I expect that he'll be starting at one of the tackle spots. Well, that leaves, you got 3 of the 5 spots filled. You got 2 other ones. They've been working a lot of these younger offensive linemen in spring camp, trying to find the right combination of guys there. But I really agree with you that TJ Woods is probably looking at what he's got. He's probably saying, okay, I've got some guys that are potential starters down the road, but they're not ready right now. So they're absolutely going to hit the transfer portal. And if they can manage it, I would assume they'll bring in at least 2 guys they believe can start, because A-Rod's not wrong. They need to get that run game going, and you need to have really, really good offensive line play to make that happen. And it looks like it's probably going to require some transfer portal additions to make that a reality.
That's clearly a position group that needs to improve.
Yeah.
Each of the last 2 off seasons, they're going in saying this may be the best offensive line we've ever had, and they've failed to reach that. Yeah. Hey, Jake, I want to just shift gears just a teeny bit towards what we've seen in Texas yesterday and again tomorrow. Big 12 Pro Day going on. A handful of Cougars are down there. What do you think just overall of the Big 12 Pro Day atmosphere? It's a little different than BYU being able to host their own. And which of these guys do you think have the best, outside of the Kingsleys that we expect to go early, have the best at improving their stock from this Pro Day?
Well, I'll just say this on the actual Big 12 Pro Day itself. I think it's a fascinating experiment. I know The Athletic wrote about it and talking about the fact that they want to see if it's a thing that other leagues may adopt moving forward. And there's pros and cons to all of it. The pro is that there will be all 32 NFL teams will be represented down there in Texas with multiple eyeballs on these guys, and we've got 11 former BYU players down there. But speaking in terms of guys who I think could show out down there, there's the 2 linebackers for BYU, Max Tooley and AJ Vongtachan. I think both of them are going to be intent on showing what they're capable of and being able to go out there and say that, hey, we're bona fide prospects for the next level, and we'll see how they perform there. The guy that I would have pointed to, but it sounds like he's dealing with some lingering injury concerns, is Eddie Heckard. Yeah. Now, we had Eddie on DJ and PK in the lead up to the NFL Combine because he got snubbed. He did not get that invite. He was upset about it. He said as much on social media. And we brought him on, and he said that I'm intent on using Pro Day to prove what I can do. But the fact that he has been dealing with some lingering, it sounds like it's a foot and a back injury, that's a red flag in terms of him not being able to participate in these drills, because this was his chance to really get in front of NFL scouts, show what he's worked on, show his speed, the lateral ability in terms of the cone drills and the like. So I'm concerned that he's not healthy, because now BYU not having their own pro day, well, this is kind of his one shot to do it. And if he's not out there on the field, there's going to be NFL teams that are going to have to rely on the overall tape of his career to evaluate if they want to bring him in, and they just won't have their own evaluation of his skills based on combine-type drills.
Jake Hatch. You can, of course, hear Yak every morning with DJ and PK, and does a phenomenal job producing with those guys. And you also get so much good BYU coverage from Yak. If you don't follow him on Twitter, you got to do it. And, well, Jake, we're going to have to figure all this stuff out. You know, I always cheat off of your notes to get ready for pre- and post-game shows for BYU. So I'm excited for it, man.
Yeah, we're not too far off from it. We're only like 4 months away, so it's crazy.
Let's get back to it. It's going to be a lot of fun. Thanks, Yak. We appreciate it, man. We'll talk to you
Jake.
again.
Tell your dad hi.
We'll do it. Thanks, guys.
Yep.
There you go. Tell your dad hi.
His dad is
butt kisser
awesome.
over here or what?
No, man. His dad was one of my youth leaders. I love that guy, Nate Hatch. Good guy. Anyway,
Nate is cool. If you ever, and you know what's funny is So I'd run into to Hatch Senior at the BYU games, and so like when I'd first cover BYU, and Jake was like, "Yeah, my dad." And Jake was an intern here, long time ago when it was he was Greg Rebel's intern.
Right.
So that was back when Greg worked here at KSL, and so. I got to hang out a lot in those studios with Yak, and we'd kind of go through things, and then when we'd go to the games, he'd be like, "Yeah, my dad does a lot of the stats for the thing," and you're like, "Oh, it's good to meet you." And he's working down there at BYU or whatever, and then suddenly he's the CEO of DDM in the company. So there you go,
upstairs.
Boom. There you go, Jake Hatch, everybody. All right, take a break. He is nice, both of those dudes.
Yeah,
I'm trying to see if Jake will invite me to his men's league. I got to get better at golf. Probably just to see. It's a little far south for me, but I think I'd make that drive if he made that invite to me. So you know what I mean? Let's get it going. All right, we'll come back. We got more to go around the corner. What do we have when we return? Oh, we do have some actual sound also from BYU, and we'll get into some. We got some tickets to give away next too. Woo! Daggum! Why didn't you tell me? Should have led with that. Nominate the youth sports volunteer that you know for the Hercules Hero of the Week. All you have to do is submit the nomination, KSLSports.com/contest. Every Thursday, JJ and I read the winner. You can help us celebrate the efforts of those volunteers making an impact with the Hercules Hero of the Week, sponsored by Hercules Credit Union. Okay, we'll come back. We got more to go. Stay right here with us. 97.5 the KSL Sports Zone.
This is your Cougar Spring Football Update on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Okay, everybody, welcome back. It is JJ and Alex, 97.5 the KSL Sports Zone. Alex Curie, JJ out this week, of course, and Sam Farnsworth, his television counterpart. Is it not a counterpart? It's a colleague. Counterpart makes it sound like you guys are fighting against one another. Are you guys in a fight?
No.
Oh. Has there ever been a fight?
We don't even sit. We stand next to each other on the set, though.
Yeah. You got to have the diamond hand.
So there we go. The diamond hand. That drives me nuts.
Great point.
Whenever I
diamond
see that
hand.
from the
Back
ESPN
to diamond hand.
people back in the day.
Diamond hand.
What is happening?
Nobody talks like that.
It.
Come on.
Yeah.
All right. Welcome back to the program. We were
good place to
good
be.
to have Yak back.
It's Friday.
I know, man.
Woohoo!
All right,
Everybody.
You know what? I don't hate it.
I love it.
Everybody.
I have no idea where that came from. I was legitimately excited to start the show.
That's awesome.
All right.
I'm sorry
Legitimately
I doused it so much.
You wet blanketed it, man. I'm like that when the line at Costco food court is pretty low. I'm like, everybody who wants a hot dog, I'll buy the next 3 people a hot dog meal. Okay, that's what I do. That's how I throw my generosity around. I'll spend $4.50 on some strangers, no problem. I'll go check out KSLSports.com. Here you go. I'm the guy who gave you the hot dog.
You got to get your hot dog. Do you have a hot dog yell? Hot dog, foot long.
I went to the Rangers games growing up, I was a kid, and there was a guy who used to sell the hot dogs, and he would just go. He would get to your section. Everyone's like, right? He'd walk all the way down to the stairs, and he'd go, hot dog. And then he did it for probably 4 times longer than that. And people would start clapping. And then he just raked in the dough. My goodness,
You got to have your stick, man.
And then in Seattle, when I'd go to Mariners games, there's a hot dog guy who is unbelievable with his aim. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Behind the back.
Yeah, I've seen those. Yeah.
He'll hit you. He'll be like this. All right, just stand up. I'll get you right in the chest. Just hold it to your chest when it hits you. And like they're standing between us and, the Aero studio.
Yeah.
25 feet from us. And it'd be like, boom, nailed.
Right on target.
It would. And the best is when it would hit him right in the chest and it'd still drop it. And he's like, I told you, right? But it is a little different when a hot dog's going 50 miles an hour and it gets you. So.
Long snap it.
Yeah. I was going to bring up real quick. Did you see this? Did you see that Caitlin Clark says she's I'm focused on the Sweet 16. Mm-hmm. I haven't thought 1 second about the $5 million offer to play in Ice Cube's Big 3 league.
Yeah.
No.
It's that. It's the Ice Cube Big 3 league, and then what was the other thing?
And the Olympics.
The Olympics.
Yeah,
That's right.
Yeah.
The Olympic practices, right?
Listen, you
Come
have the
on.
chance to win a gold medal and then get actual gold for playing in the Big Three.
She's not concerned about
I'm
Iowa
thinking
basketball
about-
anymore. She's already done it all.
I'm thinking about I really am just focused on my team. And then everyone's like, right? Oh, my goodness. Okay. Let me see here. We got tickets to give away? Oh, just to
Future
announce.
ticket giveaway.
Do we have tickets to give away today, though? Oh, we do. We do have some tickets. We do have some tickets later on. I'll give away some Real. I knew we had some Real tickets to give away. We'll do that in a little bit later. But I do get to roll out. Sam, guess who you can win tickets to next Wednesday? Not you, but Win Ticket Wednesday. Guess who the people can win tickets to?
Tug McGraw's kid.
Tug McGraw's kid, Tim McGraw. Is he married to someone famous too? Now, Tim McGraw he's like a bona fide actor though too.
Yeah, he's had some great roles.
He is really good. He's a creep on, I think, Friday Night Lights, right?
Kind of. He's like the drunk dad.
Yeah. He's and he does a phenomenal job. But of course, first made his name as a country artist. So there you go. He's going to be at Delta Center. Oh my goodness, that's next week, brother. Hey, how are we?
5.
Hold on a minute. How are we giving these tickets away next week? And what, they're supposed to go to Tim McGraw the next day? What's going on here? I'm excited about it though. Yeah. Hold on a minute. They can't win tickets. They can't be Oh yeah, no, it is. You'll win them on Wednesday. You go on Friday.
Yeah.
That's a short turnaround, but you better be ready. All right.
The people will be ready. It's
Yeah,
Tim
that's what I'm
McGraw.
saying.
You're just used to the 6-month giveaway.
I know.
before.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
The
see him in
people will be
October.
ready.
Normally, I'm like, see him in October. It's fine.
When we were in Vegas, they were giving tickets away to fans on the court right at halftime. Hey, you get to go see Usher.
When?
In November.
No,
They're like, oh,
see?
these people have to come back. These people have to come back in
That's a
November.
move.
You
That-
just won tickets to a concert that you have to come back to Vegas for in November.
That's a real move by Vegas.
Yeah.
Right? See, because the better thing would go, you win tickets to Usher. They're like, when? They're like, well, it's halftime, but the show just started. You need to leave. Like, actually, it's across. It's just across the street. Just go over to the MGM. The concert just started. All right. Let's take a break. No. When we come back, we got some stuff to jump into here. We have Jay Stevens, Utah Puck Report. This is one we've been working on for a minute here because Jay has a real job as a firefighter during the week, and we're finally getting oh, yeah, this is an exciting one. See, when Jeremy busts out the fireworks, then you know it's a good interview. Okay, we're going to jump in with Jay Stevens of the Utah Puck Report. I want an update on the NHL expansion stuff, okay? The Coyote situation is looking dire for them, for Arizona, which means it's good for us. I want to know what that means, okay? I want to know where they're at because baseball got like a weird announcement this week. You know, it was like, well, nothing official, but most people are saying, yeah, expansion could happen between 2028 and 2030, and 2030 is getting thrown around now like that's the number. So we'll chat with Jay Stevens, maybe with some better news about NHL expansion coming up next right here, 97.5 EKSL Sports Zone.